our laws, the criminal code, section 104(1)B, clearly is again unnatural carnal knowledge. Then, to the people you are going to represent, the chiefs, they are the custodians of our customs and our culture. And you know that there is no space in our culture for LGBT rights. When you are given the nod, what will you do to ensure that LGBT is not close to our doors? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a Christian, and by the nature of my upbringing, I am against LGBTQI. Fortunately, our chiefs and some of these religious bodies have also spoken against the LGBTQI. When I'm given the opportunity and this decision comes up in cabinet, I am not going to recommend that these practices are encouraged in this country because, for instance, our laws on marriage have not been amended. Marriage, as defined in our laws, is a union between a man and a woman. So with the kind of situation that is going on now and the enthusiasm that we are getting from our religious leaders and our chiefs, I am very certain that when I'm nominated and I do some other consultations with them, because this decision actually is a state decision. My views may matter, but at the end of the day, it is the collective will of the good people of Ghana that will prevail in finding a lasting solution to these activities. Thank you.
Second, the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has made very strong statements about LGBTQ rights. As a policy advisor to the President on religious matters, are you going to advise the President to boldly come out and, as a matter of urgency, put the hearts of Ghanaians at ease that LGBT rights will not be countenanced on our land and even in our territorial waters, so that Ghanaians are at peace? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The President has already made a statement in respect of this practice. And the chiefs, as you rightly said, and some of our religious leaders have also made an input. Our listening President, I'm sure at the appropriate time, will make the necessary interventions. Thank you.
Third, and so on LGBTQ, will you advocate for stiffer punishments for those who even try to indulge in LGBTQ? Because, yes, he is in charge of our religion and he is going to take care of the chiefs who are the custodians of our customs. Are you going to advocate that as Minister for Religious Affairs, where I have already indicated that 71% are Christians, 18% are Islam, 5% traditional, and I mean, you see, Ghanaians generally, we don't like LGBT rights. But LGBTQ is too close to Ghana for comfort. Are you going to advocate for stiffer punishment for those engaged in it? Because it's just a misdemeanor under 104(1)B. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The punishment regime will be determined by Parliament. And I believe that when such a bill is brought to Parliament and I have the opportunity to speak on it, I'll make an input. Thank you.
Honorable Member, today, under our laws, the thing we call LGBT and so on, what is the offense in it apart from unnatural carnal knowledge? What in the so-called LGBT activities apart from unnatural carnal knowledge, will be amenable to the criminal codes of Ghana?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Beyond the Section 104 that deals with unnatural carnal knowledge, the laws on marriage also state clearly that the marriage is a union between a man and a woman. So apart from even the criminal sanctions, there are also sanctions for engaging in that kind of conduct because that is not what our law prescribes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now we are talking as lawyers. how is it possible for any other person, apart from a man and woman, to get married? To occasion an offense anyway. Which marriage registrar would have the authority to put a man and a man or a woman and a woman, admit them into a marriage? How is that possible under our law?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is not possible under our law. Our laws prohibit such unions.
Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, to be more specific, Chairman is asking you a number of questions. Now, Section 99 and the Section 104 of our criminal code are clear on unnatural carnal knowledge and the specificity that there is unnatural carnal knowledge if one can prove penetration, the list of it. Is that okay? In the relationship between lesbians, in the relationship between lesbians, there's no penetration. Okay. So, how do I know? How do I know? How do I know? Okay. Okay. Well, maybe there are experts in the practice here in this chamber. But I just assume that in the relationship between lesbians, it may be difficult to prove penetration and etc. So, do you think that our laws, in any way, capture the situation of lesbians? If you look at Section 99 and the Section 104 of our criminal code, and you talked about marriage, broadly speaking. If people in a homosexual relationship where we can't prove penetration, but they are living together in a house, they haven't proclaimed each other as husband and wife. And if people who are lesbian, they are living together, they haven't proclaimed each other as husband and wife, are you able to capture them under our existing relationship and prosecute? I think that's the question. Are you able to prosecute people like that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's the need to expand the existing law to make provision for some of these happenings. Because the law in its current state, I have heard arguments that, as you are saying, because lesbians, there's no penetration, and it's a way of extending the definition of unnatural carnal knowledge. So there's the need, as a parliament, for us to ensure that we expand the existing law so that all these practices that are gradually emerging will be taken care of under our laws. Thank you.